afternoon. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We would like to first thank you for joining Barnabas online service, the 10 a.m. service. We apologize for the technical difficulties that we had to bear with. But I would just like to come back with you. I'm Irma Lilly, and I just wanted to sum up some things that Pastor Orvis was speaking on. He was speaking on the life of Joseph. There was a life that Joseph had went through. And what he spoke on, it was the journey that he went through. It was rejection reveals God's perfection. Rejection reveals God's perfection. And he was reading from the book of Genesis, chapter 37. So please make sure you read, because I'm just going to briefly go through some things that he shared, and it really got my attention. It's such a blessed story as I was reading on the story of Joseph, the things that he went through. Joseph, he faced rejection and from his brothers, and it was a betrayal that he had to face from his master's wife while being a slave, but still found favor to be an overseer there. Then he landed in prison, but still found grace and favor in the eyes of the Lord. God then used him while being in prison to interpret Pharaoh's dream, which would transition him from prison to having great power and authority in Egypt. Wow, that is amazing. And the rejection he went through, it was revealed God's perfection upon his life. Don't focus on the issues. This is from Pastor Orvis. He said, don't focus on the issues and the problems that surround you, because God is with you every step of the way. And it's even a place that we're in, things that we're facing, even in those steps that we're going through. It's like we're going through different steps in life, that we're going to face rejections. We're going to face those things, and there's always a way of escape. I thank God, because there's always a way of escape, and that way of escape will bring favor as you obey and listen to the voice of the Lord. It's amazing that his brothers, there was jealousy with his brother, because there was favor with his father Jacob. There was favor, and the jealousy came. And because of that, but remember, in spite of everything that Joseph had to face, God still had a plan. God still have a plan for you. And sometimes we don't understand those plans that we have to go through and what we have to face in life. Those things that we have to face. We don't understand what we're facing and what we're going through, but we still have a plan. God is still going to see us through those times. And even when our families and loved ones come, and the rejection, that is such a difficult and hard place to be in, but God still has favor. And that's what he was speaking on today, is the favor. And as I began to just look at some of the things that Pastor Orvis was speaking about, and remember, sometimes we think things are going to just be over like right away. But Joseph, it was 2 more years passed until Joseph gained an opportunity. Oh my God, he gained an opportunity for release from what he had to go through in prison. And because of that, and I look at Joseph went from working in the field, being stripped by his brothers. He had to escape from being accused when the garment was ripped off of him, when the king's wife wanted him to lay with him. Come on, you know, we're going to face some things in life, and the rejection is going to come. Jealousy is going to come. But there is favor. God is going to reveal. He's going to show us where we're at, and there is favor. God gave him an opportunity. Wow, I love this part. When he was in prison. Come on, some of us, in prison, it's like, why am I here? It's not my fault. I don't understand why I'm here. But the king, Pharaoh, needed interpretation of dreams that he was having. But guess what? God always have an appointed time. There was an appointed time for him. And that appointed time brought favor. because he was able to share the dreams. It was dreams of the Lord and what God was saying. That was that interpretation. Did you not know favor can come in the midst of your circumstance? It can come in the midst of you being rejected. It can come in the midst when many will lie on you or accuse you, falsely accuse you of something that you know you did not do wrong. But it's favor from God. And I just wanted to leave that with you because that's what Pastor Arvis was talking about. He was talking about Joseph, his journey. And you have to go to Genesis and just begin to read in chapter 37 and 38. And once again, the title of this was Rejection Reveals God's Perfection. Rejection reveals God's perfection. So we are going to face some rejections. We're going to face it. But God is going to reveal favor. God has granted us favor. Our lives are already ordained. It's ordained in Him. So we're going to go through those things, those challenges in life. But be of good courage because God have a plan. God had a plan for Joseph. But it's so amazing how Joseph went through all of this and look how he came out. He came out. His brothers had to come back. God had allowed him to be in place and to be in position because God knew what was going to take place in the land. He knew what was going to happen. So God allowed this to happen with Joseph. So when that time came, when the famine, when all of that came, guess what? He was in place. And you know what he did? He brought his family in. He brought them in. Read the story. Read the story. Read the story on how God would still grant favor. So thank you once again for joining. I just wanted to briefly share that with you and say once again we apologize for the technical difficulties that we had to face. But please join us and follow us on Barnabas and Instagram, Barnabaschurch, and come back and be with us next Sunday at 10 a.m. as we share the word of what God is saying. Just know favor is for you, and God has a plan for you. Thank you.